With Anthony Davis injured, the Lakers need to sign another big man sooner rather than later. If you're looking for a silver lining in what comes next for these Lakers, it's that they already have experience in playing without Davis. He has missed 20 games already this season and had appeared in exactly 10 games since his return from the sprained MCL that sidelined him for over a month. In that period of time, the Lakers learned a lot about what works and what doesn't and should be putting all their efforts into figuring out ways to do more of the former. Part of that, however, is knowing that you actually do not have enough depth or talent in the front court to carve out enough functional minutes where you avoid critical failures. If the team sticks with what they have, they'll lose more than they'd like. If that sounds excessive or dramatic, that's fine. But it doesn't make it less true. But DeAndre Jordan basically unplayable, Dwight Howard only useful on some nights due to his declining athleticism, and Carmelo Anthony, Trevor Ariza, and Stanley Johnson all basically 6'8" and thus not viable bigs in most any lineup that doesn't include LeBron James. The Lakers need another big man, and they need one now. And not just any big man, but a big man who still has enough juice to run the floor, challenge some shots around the basket, and capably finish inside on lobs and/or the types of dump-off passes that LeBron and Russell Westbrook create. While this sounds straightforward enough, it's actually harder than it seems because several teams are hoarding big men and there's not many options left on the open market. Willie Cauley-Stein, the former lottery pick, found himself in a numbers crunch with the Mavs and was released so they could keep Marquise Chris, whose range as a shooter proved more beneficial. Cauley-Stein is also someone who seemed to think of himself as more skilled offensively than what he actually is, undercutting his value by trying to diversify his offensive attack in ways that actually did not help his team. Moses Brown. As a third-year player who is already on his third NBA team after only playing a single college season, Brown is way more of a project big than someone you can trust to play real rotation minutes at this point. That said, he has the measurables: 7'2" height, 7'3.5" wingspan, 9'3" standing reach, and enough physical tools to be a presence in the paint and someone who could potentially give you a shift of good energy and activity in the paint. B.J. Wilson. Wilson isn't a center and, really, would be more of an Ariza alternative insurance than someone who you'd ask to defend another team's big man. That said, one of the things the Lakers learned when AD missed time with his knee injury is that they're better off playing smaller and faster than trying to shoehorn another traditional big onto the floor. Wilson, then, could be another forward in the rotation who can play with pace and compete with a baseline level of activity by going to the glass and simply leveraging his youthful legs to defend with some spirit. He brings good size, 6'10", has some pedigree as a former first-round pick, and has been on the fringes of the league this year after getting a 10-day contract with the Raptors earlier this season. These guys are the best of a flawed pool of options. They may not be perfect, but as this season has taught the Lakers time and time again, perfection is not something this team can count on.